Hello, students. Today we will do the poem The Mountain and the Squirrel. This poem is written by Ralph Waldo Emerson, right? So, students, make sure when you are writing the name of the poem, T M S, it should be capital, right? Now, before explaining the poem, I just want to tell you the summary of this poem. All are familiar with the names mountain, squirrel, right? So, what happened we will see in this poem. So, one day the mountain and the squirrel they have a quarrel. The huge mountain calls the tiny squirrel a little prig. The squirrel, whose name is Bun, replies that while it is not as big as a mountain, the mountain is not even half as energetic as a squirrel. To make up a year and a sphere, all sorts of things and weather must be taken into consideration. The talents of both the mountain and the squirrel differ greatly. If the squirrel cannot carry the forest on its back, then the mountain cannot crack a tiny nut. Okay, so now I'm just going to explain the poem line wise. The mountain and the squirrel had a quarrel. So, what do you mean by quarrel? It means fight. So, mountain and squirrel had a fight. And the former. So, what do you mean by former? Former is the first mentioned one. Okay, the first mentioned one, the first mentioned person or the thing. So, here it refers to the mountain. And the latter, and latter means the last or second mentioned person or thing. Here it refers to the squirrel. So the mountain called the latter little prig. So what do you mean by little prig? Little prig means annoying person or thing that irritates or that just has a attitude problem. Okay, so the mountain called the squirrel as a little prig. Bun replied. So, who is Bun over here? Bun is squirrel. Bun replied, "You are doubtless very big." So, squirrel, Bun is the name of the squirrel. It just replied that you are doubtless very big. Certainly, no doubt you are very big, but all sorts of things and weather must be taken in together to make up a year and a sphere. Okay, so what do you mean by these lines? Sorts means kinds, but all sorts of things and weather. So, what do you mean by all sorts of weather? It is such as rain, spring, summer, autumn, winter, etc. Right? So, all kinds of weather, all kinds of things, it has to be taken together to make up a year or a sphere. So it means that in a year all these things come. Different types of weather comes in a year, right? And different types of things are required to make up a world, to make up a earth. So sphere means world, or we can say that earth. Okay, and I think it no disgrace to occupy my place. So it means that disgrace means shame. Okay, so and I think it no disgrace. So I, who is I over here? That squirrel, right? So and I think it no disgrace that squirrel is not feeling shameful to occupy my place, that I am having a small place, that I am small, so I am not at all feeling shame on that. Okay, if I am not so large as you are not so small as I, it means that okay, if you are so large but you are not small like me, you are not active like me, okay, and not half so surprised, it means that you are not even half as active as me. Okay, that squirrel is so active. I'll not deny you make a very pretty squirrel track. I'll not deny you make. It means that I'm not denying that, I'm accepting that you are making, that you make a beautiful squirrel tracks. Track means way. Okay. So you can make a beautiful track as you are carrying a large space. talents differ. So in these lines, the squirrel just wants to give a message to the mountain that talents different, that everybody has a different talent. All is well, all are good, right? And wisely put means God has planned properly, right? And he has given different talent to different people or different things. If I cannot carry forest on my back, neither can you crack a nut. So in these lines, what the squirrel say, that okay, if I cannot carry forest on my back, if I am not having so large space as you are having, neither can you crack a nut. Even you can also not crack a nut. Okay, so I hope this poem is clear to you. Okay, so now